Hey, Lee Cole here. Thanks so much for looking at this video. Before you do anything, subscribe to my channel. Also click the little bell icon because that's going to notify you whenever I upload something. And we upload cool content, better stuff than 99.99% of the stuff you buy. We upload that at least every day. So I got one more thing I want to say about offline marketing, because this is also a huge stumbling block that people have, and that is what to charge. Okay. So number one, you don't have a lot of competition. The only competition you have is between your ears, really. There's just not a lot of competition in this business, which is a beautiful thing. But that also means that the things that you're selling are not a commodity. Let me explain that. If you go to the store and buy a certain type of bread, then a similar type of bread, which would be a competitive type of bread, it can't sell for twice as much. It might could sell for a couple of cents more, it might could sell for a couple of cents less, but it's not going to sell for twice as much, right? The same kind of bread with the same kind of marketing. So that's what we call a commodity. Bread is pretty much a commodity. It's not entirely, from one brand to another, it's not entirely interchangeable, but it kind of is. What you're doing is not a commodity. You are not interchangeable, and your business is not interchangeable with anybody else, quite frankly. So that means that you can't just ask somebody like me or ask a competitor, well, how much do sales videos sell for? Well, how much does this or that sell for? It's a broad range. So you got that fact. Number two, you got the issue that you can easily get into selling stuff for too cheap, and you're not making enough money to make the business work. Okay, you can get into that phenomenon. That's really easy for people to do. So this is what I encourage people to do. I encourage people to do the following. Number one, figure out how much money, how much revenue you need to make per year. So easy figuring, let's say you need to make $100,000 revenue per year. And let's say that your expenses, so I don't know, let's say they're $1,000 a month, or let's say they're $800 a month, which is going to be about $10,000 a year. So that means you're going to take home out of that $90,000. So you need to generate $100,000, or easy figuring. Let's say you need to generate $120,000 a year, which is $10,000 a month. Well, so what you need to do is you need to, a lot of people would think, well, okay, so if I work 40 hours a week, then I'm going to divide that number by 40. No, that's not how you're going to do that, because a lot of your working time is not spent on fulfilling client stuff, right? A lot of your working time is spent on finding clients. So let's figure that you're pretty good at that. And let's figure that half your time is spent on finding clients and half your time is spent on dealing with clients. That's the part you want to get paid for. So we're going to have to take your $120,000 and we have to bump it up to $240,000. Your revenues really, that you're billing out need to be about, in your head need to be about $240,000. Doesn't mean you're going to make $240,000. I know I'm confusing the hell out of you. Let me explain why. So, because really, instead of working 40 hours a week, you're working with clients 20 hours a week, because you're spending the other 20 hours a week finding clients, okay? So that means you need to take your weekly income that you want, if you break it down to a week, and divide it by 20, which is the same thing as taking your desired monthly income. Here we go, this is how I got to 240, and multiplying it by 2, okay? So if you want $120,000 a year, then you need to be billing your clients at a rate of $240,000 a year. Does it make sense? Now, this is the way I do it, because I do not charge clients on an hourly basis, because I don't want to get nitpicked about how long stuff took. So this is what I do. I get a rate at which I should be billing my time. Okay, another way of getting to this number is take the amount of money you want to make per year and dividing it by 1,000, because your average person works 2,000 hours a year, so you divide it by 1,000, which is half of that. So again, if you want to make $120,000 a year, then you need to be thinking that your billable hours, your time spent on each client, not finding the client, but actually on the client, should be billed at 120 bucks an hour. It's 120,000 divided by 1,000. So you get that number. So get that magic number, 120 bucks an hour. Now let's say that you figured out that creating, let's say you're going to sell whiteboard type videos. So you figure out that creating a whiteboard type video is going to take you 3 hours. Okay? Well, now you know how much you should be charging at least for that. 3 times 120, which is 360 bucks, would be the minimum that you charge. Does that make sense? You can do this with everything, and you should do this with everything. How long does it take you to write a press release? How long does it take you to, fix up somebody's LinkedIn profile? Figure out the hours, multiply it by your billable rate, and then that's the big number that you charge the client. But I do not go into clients with how long stuff takes. That's just asking for issues. What I do is I just tell the client it's going to cost $400, it's going to cost $700, it's going to cost $1,000, something like that. So that gives you a little heads up. I hope I didn't kill you with the math, but that's going to give you a little heads up about how to figure out how much you charge for stuff. Got it? Super. Talk to you soon.